Mekton Zeta actual play. We are streaming via um, Gilded. Oh no, that messed that up. We are streaming via Gilded, uh, and we are also using the virtual tabletop from Roll. You could view both of those links available all over our at RPGHour Twitter. Um, I am NB Mecha Pilot, aka RPGHour. My pronouns are they, them.
This is RPG Hour. You can find me on Twitter at Our Adventures. And today I'm playing Bovine, the pilot, the Cowodian pilot in our adventure. And my pronouns are she, her, or they, them.
Hey everybody, I'm Emilio. My pronouns are he, him, and I am playing Beta, the canine space adventurer who is excited to be hanging with their new pack.
Hi everybody, I'm Mark. I will be playing Penjani Hiding, our cyber coat wearing mech handling tech observing who knows what he is at this point.
Hey everyone, I'm Will. My pronouns are he, him. Today I'll be playing Roost, the former farmer, now made mecha pilot. You can find me on Twitter at William C. Allen, on YouTube at Roll a Will Save, and on the DMs Guild, where I'm one of the writers of the first edition of the Eat the Rich anthology.
And today is a continuation of our long-playing story, as well as a continuation of a battle that we ended with last time. We ended at the end of initiative, so it is going to be at the top of initiative. And just a quick, we have our 4 players here: Roost, Beta, Penjani, and Bovine, all currently engaged. Was that? Okay. Sorry, I heard something and I didn't know where it was coming from. I just realized what it was. And then we have a couple of Ironbound folks who have mostly been had their mechs and capability of traveling disabled. And then there are also 4 pirates that have sort of temporarily joined the crew. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Am I forgetting anything? I don't think so.
If you are, I'm forgetting it too.
So y'all just partially disabled the Ironbound ship. Y'all are going to be attempting to get to space and get on out of here. And if I remember correctly, y'all were trying to decide where y'all were going once you got into space.
A lot of options, none of them great.
Yeah. So we're still in initiative, right? Because I don't think everybody was back in the ship yet. Or are we skipping to that?
No, there is still one enemy that can attack y'all.
Okay. I don't remember where we are in initiative in that case.
We're at the back at the top of initiative.
Okay. Do you have initiative in front of you?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good, because I could give you it if you need it.
I missed what you were doing. Ark, what were you holding up? Were you showing something?
Forgot my pronouns. He, him. Okay.
Oh,
I was like, I can't read backwards quickly.
so top of initiative is actually the pirates are kind of at the top, but they are for the most part skipping. They're kind of holding out. I do have here that Penjani is not currently active. Bovine is not currently active. But I do have that Roost and Beta. I do show that y'all are still trying to get back towards the ship.
Yeah.
And I show that y'all are the only ones trying to. Y'all are actually going to go before the enemy Mekton is. And so that's going to put it at Beta, actually, is the highest initiative.
Yeah. Okay. And just I think to recap, I was sort of trying to be a pest and disable some of the like smaller systems on the ship just to get them distracted. And I think Roost also had seen that and was doing something similar. So now that we've kind of pulled that off, I think we took out some of their like surveying equipment and just were annoying basically. I think I got to start headed back to the ship. We got to bail. We got to get out of here. Oven, I'm coming in.
Ready and waiting.
All right, so,
so
Dart,
I guess yeah.
Dart is going to assist you. So I do need a piloting check. And
I apologize. You'll have to walk me through the piloting check really quickly.
So what you're going to do is you're going to go over to your character sheet.
Yeah.
For your Mekton. You will jump over to the where it says MR. Click that. Click Mecha Pilot. And you are going to get an extra plus. And Will, you'll want to re-roll here in a second as well.
Yeah, sorry, ignore that. That was a mistake.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm trying to find. Oh, there it is. So you're gonna get to add an additional 6, and
Love it.
you're trying to thread a needle with yarn is the best way to describe what's kind of happening here because of everything being in motion. Which is why Dart helping using the net to catch you is going to hopefully be in your favor. You do need to hit a 20 to safely be caught here.
So just to let people know, I have a plus 16 on this, and I'm rolling this D10. Come on.
Just don't roll a 1.
6. Tell me how I thread that needle.
So yeah, no, you're very easily caught. There's no issues there. You have 2 options. You can put your mech into one of the storage bays, or you can turn yourself around just like Kirikos and Darvos are doing, and continue shooting at the enemy.
Let's take door number 2. And before I do that, I'll just give Dart a nod. That was a hell of a catch, Dart. And I'll take my place next to our 2 new friends.
Thanks. I'll try and keep my eyes open for the next person that comes in. This is a lot of fun, though. I blinked really long, and I still managed to hit the button at the right time.
I tried to
Confidence.
Start silently, but
go ahead and give me a roll to attack whatever kind of weapon you want to use. The ship is pretty much like right in front of you, but you do not see the enemy Mekton that is sort of heading this way because they're kind of down, sort of below where you're able to see.
the only target I have is the ship.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's I don't think I've busted out the rocket launcher yet. Let's give that a shot.
So yeah, that'll be
I don't have any bonus to that, right? I think so. I think it's just gonna be
MR and your gunnery. And a rocket launcher is a 0. It'll do 4K upon hitting. All right.
18.
The ship's ability to try and dodge is actually not going to be as good. Yeah, not happening. The ship kind of veers a little bit to the left, kind of opening up some panels. So you're going to roll a d10, but the options are a little bit different than normal. I'm not going to have you hit your own ship on this. All right, so that's actually going to be 4K to... because your weapon does 4K. You happen to also roll a 4 there. That's actually going to hit one of the missile systems, missile pod systems. It's not down and out.
On the left side, I assume.
Yes.
Because that's where we hit.
Okay, no, I do apologize. It's the left from what you're looking at, but because the ship veered to the left, you're actually hitting their right side.
They're right. No, it's left. As far as I can tell, it's left to me.
Y'all are always hitting on the left.
And I just.
So, initiative is Roost.
I guess I'm going to try not to smear on the rear windshield as I head for the ship.
All right, and remember that bonus of 6 that you're getting from...
Oh no! If I had just not rolled, I would have gotten the 15 earlier, which would have been the 21. Okay, I got a 15 total.
All right.
You have luck.
I have luck!
That's right.
Hey,
Yes.
luck is a mechanic!
I am so sorry. All of your luck is back up to the maximum amount if you have...
How does luck work?
So,
Just like that.
I think that... Oh, crud, I forgot to do that again for you. So you're going to have to manually write this down somewhere. But you start off with that 10 luck, and you spend it, and you don't get it back until the start of next session. So you can spend 5 points and make the minimum, or what would happen here is that you'll roll a d10 to see where you take some damage on your Mekton as it mislands.
You know what? We're not gonna... So, turn of phrase used slightly incorrectly, and all things considered. I'm not gonna press my luck. I'm going to use my luck. I'll go ahead and use the 5. Go down to 5 luck and make it so that I don't take unnecessary damage.
All right. So, let's see here. So they're gonna do something. I cannot do... Okay. So I couldn't remember my alphabet there for a second. You look like you're bouncing. Are you okay over there, Mrs.?
Apparently there was a mosquito in here.
Ooh.
I killed
Oh,
it.
that
but
reminds
not
me.
before taking damage.
That reminds me. I do need to reseal the reseal on that window. All right. So the enemy Mekton is... Oh, I'm so sorry. Will, you do have one more action. You can either put your Mekton away, or you can turn around and join the others.
I think I'm gonna join them. I think I'm gonna take a shot at the ship.
All right. Then let's go ahead and do that.
Let's see. 15. Oh, exploding dice. So let's see. I need to roll another of these. 2. Okay, well that's fine. 17 is better than 15.
Oh, and I don't know if you're still here, but thank you, Riley, for the follow. Okay, let's see here. All right, so you have a 17. And they are going to get a 3 to try and dodge that. And I'm pretty sure that doesn't work. So yeah, go ahead and show me. Go ahead and roll me a die to see what they where you hit on their side of things. A 9. All right, and how much damage does that do?
The heavy beam cannon does 8k.
All right. So you actually hit the bridge. And your damage takes off a bunch of the plating right around the bridge. A bridge on a shuttle like that is usually going to have about 30 total points. 10 for the SP, so the basic plating, which once that plating's gone, it has to be repaired before it can like go into space or go into like upper atmosphere. But then it's got about 20-ish points, from what y'all know, like in game terms. But the 20 points roughly is going to be what it's going to take to actually like open up a hole into it, destroy it, things like that. So yeah, you did a good amount of damage there. There is a lot of plating around that bridge that's gone, and they're really not happy about that. And so Bovine, I know that you were holding your turn until everybody was on the ship, with people still being outside of the bays. You will have to make a maneuver check, or a piloting check, sorry. You will have to make a piloting check to successfully get to the atmosphere without knocking off 4 mech tons off of the side of your ship. Or do you want to wait and let the enemy go? Because technically it's the enemy's initiative. But you can interrupt with your moves.
I think we should wait, right? Is that...
As in wait for us all to get inside so you don't have to worry about it?
Yeah.
Okay. Just so you know,
I don't
the
know.
enemy gets 2
I trust
actions
Bovine.
before that.
I mean, the enemy can... trying to censor myself a little bit on Twitch, because what I would normally say is not appropriate.
I trust Bovin's judgment.
All right, then. So the first one is actually going to be your friendly neighborhood. There is 1 Mekton. It's actually the guy that was down near the surface. He was coming up to get some revenge. His total bonuses are actually fairly decent. But since he's coming up from below...
Revenge?
Oh, yeah.
Revenge for him face planting his own launch?
No, that was the other guy. No, this guy is...
Oh, okay.
No, this is the one that like went down and was down there for a little bit. But he's going to try and basically get revenge because of the damage that y'all did to their ship and the fact that y'all took out one of their mech tons. Because... oh, no, I do apologize. No, this is the other guy that was already still up. He still does have some points on his Mekton's head, so he's not actually as good of a pilot. So he gets this as his bonus to try and do something. All right, Bovine, I need you to make a piloting check that beats an 11.
You're muted, Emilio, but the spirit is there.
I forgot there's like a quick jump thing that you could do.
Oh, just if you click MR and then click Mecha Piloting, you can hit roll.
Well, I'm not in a
Fuck.
mecha though. I'm in the ship.
Oh,
Straight piloting.
yeah, no, because of
I just
everything.
have to get there. There we go.
Oh my.
Oh, do I roll again?
Yes, you do. Because remember, a house rule that I have is that I will toss on some, depending on how much higher you, Jesus Christ. So that's almost 20 more than what you needed. So
Oh, that's a badass pilot.
how do you dodge this incoming fire that your sensors see that's coming from below? And just so you know, it's a what's called a Nova cannon.
Okay, so from below, I assume we're kind of trying to move vertically, like to get out of atmosphere, right? Does that sound right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
45-ish
Okay.
degree angle.
So
Unless you're
Okay.
talking to the DM, in which case I should be quiet.
so if Bovin does a barrel roll, would
When
anyone get
Bovin-
like smacked out of the way as we do this?
You mean the people that are on your ship?
The people that are trying to maybe approach the ship to get on the ship, if I do a barrel roll, will they get messed up?
Oh no,
or...
they're too far down. So the cannons that your enforcers have on their back are about half the size of a Nova cannon. A Nova cannon is like...
Yeah. No. I'm not talking about like dodging the projectile. I'm talking about, is everyone on the ship? Because
Oh yeah,
we
no,
still had someone trying.
all of your people are on the ship. They're just firing out
Oh,
from
okay.
the
Okay.
launcher.
Okay, yeah, no, then yeah, I'm doing a barrel roll. A proper barrel roll, not like a woo, but an actual like around, because that's a barrel roll.
I'm just trying to figure out how this works because of one thing. They're firing like up at you.
Right. So like it's coming up this way. Bovin's gonna be like, woo, and then like get out of the way and keep going, because I'm assuming we're also moving forward, so it'd be like a corkscrew motion.
Okay. The forward part is what I wasn't sure if you were
Yeah,
actually
no,
moving
I'm not
forward.
gonna like stop us midair and just to do in like either way, like we have forward momentum. We are moving forward and up. So if I do this maneuver, we are moving around, forward, and up at the same time. Three-dimensional space is a thing.
Hold on, guys. This will be super cool. Slams on the brakes.
Well, I didn't.
Yeah.
As I understood, you weren't actually moving forward yet because you had just done the like turn like this from the last thing.
Oh no! As soon as I hit like the angle that we needed to be going this way, it's like fucking floor it.
Okay, that would be this turn was where you would have started going forward then.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, that would be this turn that you were
I'm moving forward and doing a barrel roll.
Okay, cool.
That's what you got to do.
This is sometimes why I miss having minis, because I'm trying to figure out, like, I'm trying to still vision certain things of this in my head, and I'm thinking about like stacking the little pizza table, the little things from the middle of the pizzas, because we used to have a ton of those for doing 3D stuff. So do that.
I mean, I think I rolled high enough to successfully do this. To be honest.
Yeah, no. It's just making sure that I visually understand because of the next attack that's going to happen. All right, so a Nova Cannon is like it's a heavy impact weapon, and it can only basically be used like once, and then you have to wait for it to recharge, and it's a very long recharge time, because it basically has its own like little micro reactor type thing. So this basically like fires, and y'all, the internal temperature inside of your Mektons goes up by 5 degrees Fahrenheit. And I have to say Fahrenheit because I don't want anybody out there that doesn't do Fahrenheit watching be like, 5 degrees Celsius, that's really hot now. Are y'all okay? So, but that's the Nova Cannon, like, you feel like some of the systems are not liking this on that side of the ship, is how powerful this thing is, just to like give you an idea. So much so that also I just remembered, because of where they are, they need to do an additional check to see what happens as they're going backwards. All right, so they got a 0. So they fire the Nova Cannon, they miss, and they go flying backwards. They're not going to crash into the Earth because they are far enough up. But they are going to be far enough away that none of their other weapons are going to be in range. And that's it for them this round. However, the other one that is trying to come up at y'all to try and get revenge for their friend that crashed on the ground, which they blame you, like... bad guys so do, is going to attempt to shoot. That's going to be a 17 to try and dodge for you. This is not a Nova Cannon fire, though. This is a rocket. Or rocket pod, actually. Coming up at your underside. Oh, that's a 1. Oh. You fail either way, but let's see how badly.
Oh, so that's a 7. It's -7. So 10 total.
Okay. So you got an 8 total. So they don't have a whole lot of options to try and fire on. There are 3 different systems down there. Oh no, that's the end of the launcher. And the son of a bitch.
Ruh-roh, Reggie!
Alright. So... the launcher is actually a pretty sturdy vessel, in game terms. It's 12 SP, but 30 kills. But for every 10 kills, it, like, takes away a section. And it is basically, like, how the kills work on it. There's 3 different sections for it, so to speak. You could technically still launch off of it with the first section gone. But yeah, he sees that rocket shot worked, so he's going to try it again. So y'all see this impact, like, right at the end of the launcher, and then another rocket just goes... just flying straight up past y'all. Alright, so that is actually the end of the regular initiative. You do have a chance to make an actual final roll or anything. Do you want to go ahead and use that, or do you want to still wait for everybody to go through their initiatives and get the Mektons back inside? before you make a jump roll.
Oh no, I'll wait till everybody's ready and then
Okay.
we'll jump.
So starting back at the top of initiative, this is going to be Beta. You are first. Everybody's here back. Are you going to jump inside and lock down your Mekton?
That seems wise.
I feel like there's a but.
You get 2 actions, right?
Yes.
You just want to do something cool sometimes.
Shoot at the guy who's chasing us.
Yeah, I think we got. I just want to jump out and punch him, but I think I'll just shoot.
Just
Okay.
eject, free fall. I'm coming.
You do not have enough movement to get down there, punch, and get back up and get in.
Yeah. No, we'll blast him.
So
Is
if you
he
wanna,
within?
He's not in visible range just yet.
Okay.
I will say it is meta knowledge, but you can tell by where those rockets are coming from, knowing the range of a rocket. He's not that far away.
Sure. Yeah. Beta's pretty battle tested. Has a good sense of the overall battlefield. I think in general.
You want to hold your actions?
Yeah, Beta will sit tight and sort of just position to get off a shot as quickly as possible when this Joker comes into view.
Okay. So Kirikos
Steady,
and
Bovine.
Darvos are actually going to do a couple of attacks on the ship. Oh no. Alright, so they horribly did that one.
Do they have luck points?
Yes, but are you kidding me?
Don't sue us. Hold on a second. Wait a second. That's copyright. Don't sue us.
All right. So now for a couple of dodge rolls from the enemy. Oh wait, no. All right. So the first dodge that they have to beat, is a 1. And they succeed. The second dodge that they have to beat is a 6. The third is a 12. And the fourth is a 19. All right, so they do take some damage. All right, and that's just going to hit the hull, which is going to do that much damage. Oh, no, they wouldn't have done 2 attacks each because they were going to go inside. So we will scrub those last ones. So they don't hit at all. They just fire and then jump inside right quick. And then that's now going to put us at Bovine, which Bovine, I believe, is holding until everybody goes in. So that now puts us at Roost.
I think I want to do the same thing that Beta's doing. I want to hold my action to take a shot at this guy, and then probably after taking one shot at this guy, go inside the ship and stop making Bovine wait.
All right, so what's his initiative? Does any chance anybody else? No. Okay. So this guy's going to come flying up right into view. And he has leveled at y'all a heavy beam cannon. But let's go ahead and get y'all's rolls right quick to see what y'all can do. So Beta will go first.
We're shooting before he does? Okay.
Yeah, so you can basically interrupting the action. He did a move action, which would be his first action, and so that gets him in range to shoot. but y'all were already prepared to shoot, so y'all will get a chance to shoot before he does. And then he'll get a chance to shoot one of y'all if he survives it before you manage to maneuver back inside.
I'll take my shot with the sniper rifle then.
Okay. Are you call shotting
So
it,
that's
or are you
gunner.
just shooting?
Okay, you can't just dangle that. Yeah, now I got a call shot.
Okay.
Left limb.
Left limb is going to be a -4. Yeah, -4.
Yeah, so it's gunnery plus MR.
Gunnery plus MR.
Or and a +1 for my sniper, so it's have my luck point at the ready should the wire.
And for those of you that have played Mekton before, you might be thinking about the optional thing, which is kind of like luck, called maneuver pool. Why isn't anybody using that? The maneuver pool starts at a piloting skill of 6. And as far as I have seen, nobody has a piloting skill of 6. I did have somebody ask me about that recently, so that's why I'm mentioning it.
But yeah, I take aim with the rifle, and I I see that if I can get this shot just right on that left side, I might be able to like kind of spin this guy a little out of control, giving Roost a clear shot next time around. And so I don't know if this is great, but I hit a 12.
All right. Well, not exactly great, but let's see. I might help if I added a dice.
Oh my goodness!
Narrowly misses.
I cannot use luck points after the fact, right? It has
No.
to be called beforehand. Yeah, that's fine. Well, it's worth a shot.
We will call it a distraction, and I'll give you a +2 to your attack, Roost.
I'll take it.
A bait and switch maneuver.
17. Not a cold shot.
Oh, yes. So go ahead and roll to see where you hit.
3.
I was just there. I now regret pulling up the book instead of pulling up my reference sheets. Here we go. Sorry, I had to find my note saying where pages were, and so now I'm pulling up that page. I apologize, everyone. I thought having the book open would make things go easy. Oh, I forgot about dismemberment. For Mektons, not people.
Things you never want to hear the DM say. Oh, I forgot about the dismemberment rules.
It's not so bad. So a 3 is going to be... No, where's the call shots? Or not call shots. There we go. I scrolled past it, folks. Don't do that. All right, so that's actually going to hit the torso. How many damage does that do?
8.
So you've now blown off the covering of the chest plate on this Mekton. You can actually see the cockpit pod that he's in exposed now. And you have, like, there are, like, servos that are damaged. This Mekton has to be, like, secured before it can ever go into space. or even a harsh environment, because this is basically like they have no environmental controls anymore. Is basically the other way to say this. Yeah. So Bovine, you have.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say because unless I mix up, y'all were going to go inside after your attacks, right?
Yep. Roost is gritting his
Okay.
teeth the whole time. I was thinking, like, does Scrooge take the second shot? Where's his ironbound bloodlust at today?
You will note that, none of these people seem to be people that you've ever interacted with. While your bloodlust is there, they don't have the same insignia of the team that took out your people. And they're such a large company. It's your bloodlust is not as heavy today with them.
All right.
Trying to help justify that because all right, let's see. So you are going to need to get a 15 or higher Bovine to jump while in atmosphere successfully, but y'all do have to tell me where is Bovine jumping to, or is this Bovine making the decision, since this is like a 10-second push and go situation.
Where we going, guys?
The two places
We
that
agreed
are
to go to the pirate
closest-
space. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, the pirates, the location that they stated, which is a system that is mostly defunct, just asteroid belts, dead planets, or planets that are not in Goldilocks zones, that they said they had a space base at, is fairly close. It's a short jump. You'll be there in roughly about 5-10 minutes, especially from jumping inside the planet. And then if you jump to the other close location, that was the space station that's just there's a refuel space station that's not too far, that is friendly to your types, dissidents
Degens?
and
It hits
degens.
a degen?
Not so much, not degens, but just people of that don't like corporations.
Go to the refuel station. I don't trust the pirates.
I was going to say refuel might be a good idea because how much fuel this thing got left anyway?
You don't need to refill. This is a fusion reactor.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's a good question.
It's a good question, and now we know.
Yeah, no. The whole everything that this ship does is based on that fusion reactor down in engineering.
Okay.
Ironbound
Cool.
is all about
So-
not having to deal with other mega corporations and things like that. So everything runs on some kind of fusion reactor or fusion power.
One way or another, we can take a moment to breathe, maybe take some time to fix our stuff before we go to the pirate space base to drop them off, where they might try to jump us. I'd prefer if we weren't already damaged when we went to do that.
True. Good.
All right,
good plan.
everybody.
Okay, that's what we're doing.
We gotta hydrate right quick though. I don't have a drink, so
I don't either. I did not prepare. Are you?
my cheesecake,
What spoon are you using?
my shovel spoon.
Okay, I thought you were using my fancy wood turn spoon, and I was about to get really mad at you because I haven't even used it yet.
When I eat things like yogurt or like no crust cheesecake, because I'm celiac, so I can't have most of the crust that they. I eat with my spoon. Like I got this at a yogurt, but it's like a little spoon. It was
Very
like
good place.
a froyo place, yeah.
Literally. Your
They
face.
were. I like that place because it was really cool. Because sometimes they do like Looney Tune spoons or like some kind of character spoons or whatever. And this is their normal spoon. Like this is their normal option. Instead of just like a regular spoon, you come in and you get like a little shovel. And they're very hardy. And they're like really hardy. So no, I would not use your spoon, unlike you using my cereal bowls.
Why did I call me out like that?
Because you were trying to call me out.
For a second, it looked like it may have been my fancy spoon.
Well, why don't you get your fancy self to rolling?
Okay, well, we're supposed to hydrate, but I don't have a cup, so... All right, let's do this. There.
All
You
right,
good?
so you got a 25, so that's 10 over the 15. So you are going to manage to hit right into the correct space around the space station. So you're going to be at a safe distance. You're going to be able to kind of also do a sensors check to take a look at the lay of the land before actually coming in, and you'll be out of most sensors range unless there's another ship that's about y'all's size. While y'all jumping in atmosphere is very dangerous to other vessels around you due to the ship size that y'all are, it creates an EMP wave, and considering that where y'all were wasn't really close to anything, it's not actually going to hit any settlements or anything like that. If some kids were on, like a small party barge out just wandering around, trying to get close to the action to see, they might be down. But otherwise, those other vessels are also iron-bound, so they're fusion reactor based. So they're still going to have power, but they're going to have to be manually controlled, which is something that most ships can still do. But like all of the electronic components are temporarily down for all the Mektons and the ships there. They have a lot of repairing to do, so they are going to be out of it for a while. So yeah, do you want to make a sensors check, or do you want to just
Sure.
pilot on into the space station?
Well, considering you've mentioned sensors twice now, I think it's probably a good idea to do a sensors check.
I'm only doing that to remind y'all that the sensors are a thing. You don't have to.
Okay. Well, it's still probably a good idea.
Okay.
So, I
So
would...
this is just going to be your piloting check.
Okay,
Why am
cool.
I on yours?
I'm really good at that. New one.
I'm so sorry, everybody. Mini RPG is doing her mommy voice, so I had to control myself there for a second. All right, so that's a 21. You are going to be able to scan pretty much everything that's in the sector. You see that there are some Galactic Authority ships, and they're a very new organization in which mega corporations and governments pay into like a tax, sort of,
Like Pinkerton.
kind of like Pinkerton. It's
There you go.
basically a mix between Pinkerton and the International Criminal Court. So basically, they have certain authorities, certain authoritative abilities as a body. They kind of regulate between worlds, disputes between organizations. If somebody isn't paying into it, then they don't have authority over that situation. So it's kind of like if you're not a member of the UN nation, then peacekeepers can't technically be on your within your borders. Which I actually don't know if peacekeepers are still a thing or not, but that's the first UN thing that comes to my mind in regards to international. It's like Interpol. Interpol has the ability to go around and interact with a lot of the European nations, but they don't have the ability to interact with all European nations. That's kind of like what the Galactic Authority is. More of a figurehead situation rather than an actual situation. But there are some of those ships there. You do know that when y'all were inside the Ironbound systems, that the ship that y'all took is technically flagged as being stolen. Visually speaking, outside of the fact that it looks like that ship, y'all have taken down a lot of the things that would be directly used. However, Ironbound is not going to Ironbound is not really a like selling. They don't really sell their stuff. They don't really. Oh, thank you for the bits. I don't know what bits do. But basically, having this ship is a potential issue in and of itself because Ironbound doesn't exactly sell ships. So there's potential questions that you could end up with if
It's
Ironbound
not
is
an
a part
ironbound ship. It just happens to look like an ironbound ship.
of. Galactic Authority, if they have authority in an area and you're in that area, you could potentially be in a tough situation. However, if they go outside of their area, their known zones, then as far as you know, like basically they're not going to really have any authority here. So this could be a ship here to try and do an investigation, try and gather information, but not actually have authority here. Or they could potentially have authority in this sector. And so the other thing that so that's the thing about the Galactic Authority. Now, on the flip side of this, you do see that there are 2 ironbound ships. One is currently being repaired. It's in a space station dock, and it's being repaired. The shipbuilders or the ship repairers in this sector, it's like those scenes in Star Trek, like where the ship is being built and you can like see through all these outside rafters in space and things like that. Like that's exactly what this is. It's just some kind of rafter system that's like put around the ship. And there's like drones going to work, and occasionally you could see like actual like other vessels going up and with actual beings on them, with actual people on them. So one of them is being fixed. So potentially there is 2 crews of ironbound folks here, or there's just one like
Oh boy.
but this is not an ironbound facility. That's the thing. This is not an ironbound facility, so if they're repairing out here, it means that they got stranded. So there's a lot of things that could happen. With a ship as badly damaged as it is, they vented atmosphere. There is multiple very bad scorching on the side of that ship. So the likely chance of there being 2 full crews is next to nothing. Because there is definitely there's no way that crew fully survived, huh?
So someone definitely got jettisoned into space.
Yes,
is what you're telling us.
Yes. The other thing on this is that you do see a couple of ships from HII. Now, whether that was an isolated incident back on the planet or not is up to you to figure. However, all of the HII vessels that you get on your sensors, they're all delivery vehicles. That's it. All they're doing is delivering stuff. But if they have a security detail, it would be a person-to-person security detail, not a Mekton security detail.
All right, everybody who wants to kill you is here, but that might not mean anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very large space station, so there are quite a few areas that they could or could not be. Outside of that, you do happen to see a ship for a well-known faction that has a lot of beef with both HII and Ironbound. They built mechs similar to the Dragon mechs that y'all have. They're very, it's a light polymer outer shell, very strong components. Their mechs are very, very fast. But they're also like pseudo-like Ironbound in that they don't just build Mektons. They also are a mercenary company. So like they sell people their Mektons, and then they've like got a ton of Mekton like deployments and crews. But they are more about highly efficient. Like they'll send a crew of 5 Mektons into an area rather than Ironbound, where unless it's like a strike detail, Ironbound is more about sending like 50 plus Mektons in an area, and if a Mekton is destroyed, and Mekton is destroyed. And they don't have a whole lot of strike
So
crews.
what you're telling me is there's a lot of tension on this station at the moment, more than likely. So the ability for us to get in, breathe, repair, and get out is probably really high because everybody else is worrying about everybody else on this station. We are nobodies. We mean nothing.
Pretty much. The space station is relatively the size of New York City.
We're fine. We're good.
Somebody shoots a gun, everybody's shooting a gun, so...
HII, these delivery vehicles for HII, they're literally just, it's medical supplies, it's healing tubes. Like, they could literally, all the delivery people could be in one hallway repairing tubes, installing new tubes, updating tubes. Like, they might not even be anywhere near, like, where y'all are going to go. Like, this is a very large space station, but there are potential elements and issues if you go here. But the likely chance that they're going to find you with this small amount of people is the thing. I should have started with how large it is. I do apologize.
Do we have a moment just to like put our heads together right now, or do we have to kind of make a decision and then we'll have a chance?
No, y'all can decide whatever you want. This is just with the sensors dropped on Bovine's plate.
I guess I'll ask in character. I'll ask Bovine. Hey, Bovine, do we have a second to get a plan together here, or we got to move?
I mean, yeah, we're just kind of chilling on the outer edge of this station. Like, we don't have to do anything just yet. No one's like hailing or trying to contact us to assign us a parking spot, essentially. So, like, we good.
You are you are far enough away, like I said, that most ships' sensors aren't going to see you. And unless you start like an approach path, they're not going to contact you. Like, you are far enough away.
Yeah, we just chilling. We good.
So we have time to collect ourselves on the bridge, make sure that everybody who wants to has all the information that you just exposited onto us. With that in mind, I think my opinion is that we park over next to those war profiteers. I don't have a good relationship with Ironbound. Kind of like coming into a bar where there's two rival groups sitting on either side. You want to sit close to one of them, because if a fight breaks out, you know that at least they're going to be shooting at them. And right now, Ironbound wants to shoot at us.
You want to sit close to one of them, but you also probably don't want to look like the other, which we do.
I don't know. Do we look like pointing back and forth between you and me? Do we look like Ironbound? Really? I mean, the ship has the same make, but
yeah, it was really more like this.
We can park close to them. We don't have to park right next to them.
Yeah, that should be fine.
That makes sense. What do you guys think? I assume we discussed this before we stole the ship, but what are we going to do with this ship now? What was our plan?
Oh, Bovine was just in it for the joyride.
Let's get rid of the pirates, and then we'll worry about what to do next. I think that the order of operations should be fix up the interior damage on the ship, see if we can spruce up our mechs a little bit from the fight, drop the pirates off at their house, and then leave them.
Hit up the mechanic, drop them off at home, and then sort out life after. Sounds good.
Yeah, the only reason I ask is if we were considering selling anything, there might be some contacts at this port that could be useful. But of course, we can cross that bridge when we come to it.
We could address that bridge now. We don't need all of the mechs that we have on board, most likely. If we wanted to sell something, we can fabricate things too.
And can we?
Penjani's curious about. I think that he probably would be a little bit more familiar with that since he was, looking at the fabricator and stuff like that. do we have enough of the raw materials for it, or do we need to pick up some more?
You have enough raw materials, and the plans have the 3 types of mechs that y'all have, along with one other type of mech in the system. It's the other mech that's in the system is basically like a light version of the Enforcer. It's the same weapons as the Enforcer. It's an older model, but it doesn't have as much armor on it. So like it there are 4 different models. You have enough materials to make about 30 full versions of like the Enforcers, or roughly about 40 of all the other types of mechs. Now, if you mix match, that number's going to vary, but the Enforcers take a little bit more material. But according to the plans that you have in the system and the information there, you know that you can roughly make about 30 Mektons. And that's everything. That's from like the smallest servo to the armor itself. The fabricators can do all of it.
So then we're good, is what I'm hearing. We won't have to worry about like materials anytime soon.
Correct.
Then Penjani is just gonna take a look and say, I mean, I'm concerned about leaving a trail, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna look and see, what reasonable places to jump to might be. Once they get back on their feet, and I don't want people to give them the idea that we were here specifically. I'm hoping that hoping that we can either convince the other Ironbound ship, if they spot us, we can convince them that we're damaged ourselves and we can't really do too much. And we're on a mission and trying to stay low or something. I don't necessarily want to drop anything off here that we don't have that would let them know where we are. That's Penjani's only concern.
I mean,
that makes sense.
Point.
Something we should consider. Are we just gonna let that ironbound ship lick its wounds and then come chasing after us again?
Finish the job.
I mean, if we
put
could
together,
get something where we could outfit the ship with weaponry on the exterior.
we could just put together those 2 new mechs we got. Get those set up. Go back there. Use the 2 of those to blow them up.
I mean, I suppose we can, but they also might have called in some backup.
You do know that the Mektons, as they were, the Mektons in the ship, they don't have a base there. They can't go into space. They're going to have to negotiate with someone in town. And at bare minimum, it's probably about a week's worth of damage or repairs. And that's if they get into a shop that's a repair station that's big enough planet side to fix them, or that has the capability and that has the correct materials. If they need to fabricate something, those fabricators aren't always the fastest, like depending on what company made them and everything. So they are down anywhere from 5 days at the absolute if they get a company that has like super fast fabricators, everything's open, and they've got like enough of a crew to do it. So 5 days at the very minimum, all the way to 2 months before they're able to come after y'all.
That's
I suppose
either way.
Between your combined knowledge, that's what y'all be able to piece together from the damage that's there.
Well, I suppose with that in mind, maybe we just leave them be and try to lose the trail.
And the ship that's being repaired here, even with everything that y'all can see here, even with the knowledge that y'all have of this space station, that ship that's being repaired is going to take about a month before it's up and running.
We only need like another day of repairs just from our drones to get everything back into full shape, right?
Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah.
if you're not going to hire a local team, then you will need roughly about a day of the drones and the bots. Actually, all the exterior stuff is pretty much done. The launcher is a little bit damaged, but I mean, you don't absolutely have to fix it. Like, it still operates, but getting everything else like fully repaired on the interior and everything like that, that will take roughly about a day.
All right. Well, maybe we park our ship somewhere, work a day ourselves with the drones, get everything put back together. See if the pirates are fine with waiting 24 hours before we take them home, and then do that. That seem like a good next step?
Yeah, sounds fine to me.
Well, what if we don't take them home?
We told them we would take them back to their base. I gave them my word that we would.
I just don't feel like kidnapping is a good thing to add to our repertoire.
We don't want the rest of their pirate crew chasing after us as well as Ironbound.
Well, what I was gonna say was, I mean, it's clearly dangerous. We got to get out of here as soon as possible before somebody spots us and figures out too much. So I was thinking, maybe their people just come get them from here. It's definitely going to be it's going to be a lot easier for us to just drop them off here. I think that they could probably lay low either until these ships are done or until whoever they're with comes to get them, and then we don't have to worry about a double cross.
I mean, you're right. It is much easier. But they came and helped us. They agreed to do that. And I agreed that we would take them back to their base when we were done.
All right,
and I think that we should make the effort. Even if it is harder to keep the promise, that is where my vote would go if it came down to it.
It's fine. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm looking at all these guys very carefully, and I'm not looking to get caught. So
none of us are looking to get caught.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be able to keep working on stuff regardless, so as long as we just, drop them off and get out of there quick, I think we should be good. So
we've got a day to consider. We could sleep on it.
That's true. So I guess we should head to the station and find a place to hang out.
Due to the size of the ship, the only docking options that you have are basically kind of like piers that you would find like on a waterfront. You basically sort of dock the ship, and it attaches to a tube that has atmosphere in it, and you're able to walk to the station. There's also automated floors. So you just stand on it, and it takes you directly there. There are 5 of these, but only one of them has a what would you call that? Industrial runway, so to speak. So it can take large things. So if you plan on selling a Mekton, that would be the one that you want to pair up with. So just keep that in mind. On your approach, a robotic voice chimes in. Welcome, and thank you for coming to our lovely space station. The Arcos environment is a thriving, multifaceted city. Are you here for pleasure? Are you here for business?
Is there like an other This is kind of just a pit stop.
Thank you for selecting pleasure. We have 4 different piers for you to connect to. Please select which pier works best for you. A 3D like display is up in front of you, and it kind of shows like 4 different piers to connect to. There's only one that doesn't have any of those factions connected to them. Well, technically, the Ironbound are actually parked separately because they're not even directly connected to the ship, but this is still away from them. Do you take that one? Or are you
Okay,
gonna...
yeah, we should. Yeah, we should probably pick the one kind of away from everybody else. Just.
Okay. All right. So it leads you in. So you'll only be able to like sell small things if you decide to like get them off of here, because this is one of the more passenger type things. It leads you in, and you notice that as soon as like it connects, the pirates are, you know, shaking y'all's hands, letting you know that thank you so much for getting us here. We need some time to try and negotiate some things. We'll be back for our Mektons later, and they are like running out the door as soon as y'all connect.
That's weird.
Can I stop them? Can I ask Dart a question on their way out?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, Dart will immediately turn. Oh, you want to talk to me? Yeah, that'd be great. So
Where are y'all going?
we're gonna go like try and negotiate some things right quick with some of our other fellows from our pirate crew. But did you know that this place here, that there's lots of my people here, and that we have really good cuisine here? It's really hard to find other people from my planet out in space. It's one of those things where, like, you know, we need a special type of environment to kind of like really be okay all the time. Lots of humidity. A lot of people don't like having us on their ships when they do that, but then sometimes you can find a ship that has like a broken stateroom or something, and you can get where like it's
When are
actually
you
humid.
all gonna be back?
Oh, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that it won't take but a few hours. But like, I have a specific area that I'm going to, because I'm going to get some food while they deal with everything that they're doing, and it's going to be really good because it's actually somebody that I'm
Should
sort of
we
related
be
to.
concerned?
Well, no, it's just food.
Right. Go have your dinner, Dart.
Oh, it's actually kind of more of a lunch, because it's kind of midday still, like and most like the like kind of like planets nearby, so still more of like a lunch than it is like yeah, thanks. I'm gonna enjoy it a lot because I haven't gotten to eat like food from my home planet in a while, because I'm not a very good cook. Last time I tried to cook, I actually accidentally burned down a ship, and then that was the ship
I'm gonna
that I was
nudge
on.
Dart out the door and close the door.
Oh, as soon as that happens, the door seemed to close on me, and it, like straight into the comms.
I'm gonna walk away from the comms.
Oh, but if you can just open up the door, I just want to finish my story, because it's a really good one. I promise, like, it's really good, and I just wanted to tell you that it was.
Damn.
Hey, this problem might solve itself, team. Maybe they just won't come back. Also, if they do come back and we're not here, they can't just access our ship, right?
They shouldn't be able to, because they're not in the system.
Yeah, no, they're not
chipped.
chipped. The only way that they could access would technically be through the launcher bay. Good job.
All right, well, Roost isn't getting off the ship until... here. Roost is not getting off the ship here, unless something pressing occurs.
So y'all are actually able to fairly easily get docked, get everything, like there's been no issues. And there's, lots of floating ads. Like it's in those, it's in those sci-fi animes and it's like some sci-fi movies. Like there's just an ad floating by, and like as soon as you step near it, it's almost like it knows like your internet search history. It like pulls up ads. It's a little bit more directed to you. You know, come over now. Such and such steakhouse is open for business, and stuff like that.
That seems.
And I think that's
Mrs.
more directed at everybody but Bovine.
Order some food from a Kenyan restaurant.
Yes, there are a couple of Kenyan restaurants available.
They can deliver it to us.
Yes, there is a delivery fee that's actually, you know what? I think it's a good time. We're going to take a quick break because I need a drink. I don't have one. So we're going to take a quick break, folks. I can't hear Mrs. either. I think she is muted.
I'm muted because our child is covered in soy sauce.
Oh
It's in her
no!
hair. It's on her body, like cake.
Great time for a commercial break.
Break it is.
Yeah.
The soy sauce company wants to sponsor us.
Don't say their name.
No. Wipe your chest and your arms. Oh.
All right, I'm going to give us a 3-minute break, everybody, so we will be back in 3 minutes. Sorry, I got to get over to... Nope, that's not it. For some reason, I have no ability to do this unless I actually pull up the website. I really wish that their actual like device thing had the availability for us to do this. Like this, I'm streaming via their thing, and I still can't use things like the ad breaks and stuff like that. I know this is a beta. So don't come at me, folks. What I'm saying is, this is their beta. They should have known that people that are affiliates and partners would probably want to use the stuff that they have. All right. See y'all in 3 minutes. hoping that seaweed is not too loud of a snack. I apologize if it is.
Snacking sounds don't usually bother me.
I was munching on some apples on a stream the other day, and it was loud. I only realized it when I watched it back.
I was on a stream. This is probably like last year or longer ago, and one of the folks was like I don't even remember what I think it was like dehydrated fruit chips, and they were just like, I don't think that they realized that they weren't actually hitting mute. So yes, we are back. I don't know that song. I'm trying to use my mouse for my secondary computer over here that I was gonna have on earlier. If I look horrified, I apologize, folks. My computer that's over on the side over here was a laptop that I bought so that I wouldn't be stuck at my desktop doing all my editing and writing and everything like that. And if it's not plugged in and stable, the screen flickers or just doesn't come on at all. And this happened like a month and a half after I bought it, and I got it on eBay. It's from one of my favorite computer manufacturers. But this is one of their older models, which was a Windows-built computer, not a Linux-built computer. So, and I don't have the money to get a new one. But if you want to support us, there's a tip jar down below that I meant to mention at the very beginning of everything. Putting money there actually doesn't just go to me, and it doesn't just go to Mrs. It actually is broken up between everybody that's here. A certain amount is saved in case taxes have to be paid. And then the rest of the money is disseminated out to everybody that is on a stream. Just make sure that you put Mekton Heist, that you are tipping Mekton Heist. And I realize I said all of that with my microphone way up there. I do know that I was seeing captions, so I do hope that everybody was able to properly hear me for that. But otherwise, yes, tips help us. Just make sure that you put the stream name on there so that the people on the stream can actually get a little bit of a bonus as well. All right. So y'all have decided to get some takeout. What else are y'all going to do? Is anybody actually going to leave the ship, or are y'all just going to sit and wait?
I think Roost is gonna. Oh, I saw green, but the camera's fizzy. Okay, I don't think I cut anyone off. Roost, I think, is gonna ask, "Hey, Beta, if you give me a little bit. I think I'd like to try some of that. The food that you're ordering."
Yeah, for sure.
But otherwise, I think Roost is gonna just chill out on the ship, and once the food arrives after he eats, probably head down to engineering and start working on fixing up his mech, which has been through 2 fights without the chance to get any repairs.
Okay.
So Bovine meandered off the ship.
You left the ship?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So did anybody else leave the ship? I'm going to deal with people on the ship first for a few minutes. Everybody else stay on the
Beta's
ship?
gonna
All right.
sit tight. Yeah, I got to work on my gear, and also Beta's, finding himself attached to Roost as sort of the kind of the natural leader in a lot of ways, and so that was Beta's role previously. So he's kind of now wanting to stick by, Captain Roost.
Okay. Y'all get down and y'all realize that with everything that's gone on, with the moving of everything, you kind of realize that you don't have any spare parts unless you take them off of one of the other enforcers, or you could just take one of the other enforcers and then keep this one for spare parts. You would need to have new pieces fabricated. It's very obvious that they didn't keep spare parts around outside of weapons. There's lots of weapons and ammo, and there's a bunch of axes, energy axes. So it's very obvious that technically you could fabricate more parts for that, but it was probably easier and quicker just to grab a new axe. But yeah, there's not a whole lot that you can do in regards to repairs. So you can either choose to spend your time getting things fabricated and replacing them on your specific Mekton, or you can spend some time calibrating the other enforcer to you and having it ready.
Okay. I think if it's an option, Roost is going to go to try to make parts to replace on the enforcer that has been damaged. Because, as he hopes, we're not currently in a rush, and better to take the opportunity while we have it to fix up the things that need fixed.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to do Beta? Is there anything else that you want to do before you leave? The Mekton Bay.
No, these are mommies.
You're not muted, love.
Oh, sorry.
I think if there's something I can do to help out with what Roost is doing, I'll do that. I do want to spend some time painting and meditating also.
Okay. No, there's not much that you could do. Roost realizes that, there's not much that he can do, so he's probably going to spend some time pulling the parts off, pulling the plating off so that he can just bring in the new plating. But the bots will help because they can carry large amounts like it's nothing. They'll bring those parts over to the fabricator, so they will follow y'all in. Are you going to go ahead and follow over there as well, or are you going to stay and paint and meditate while Roost gets parts fabricated?
Seems like a good time for Beta to relax a bit.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll go.
Okay. You get over to Roost. You get over to the engineering. Or actually, before you get there, Penjani, what were you doing in engineering?
Mostly he was just checking. He was in engineering. I think he was probably just checking the settings and like readings on the engine. Like he had pushed it for more power for the jump, but he isn't super familiar with the system, so he's just kind of acclimating himself and just checking to make sure that he didn't like accidentally overload anything when he ramped up the power. But
No.
if Roost is going to like set up anything or like get some parts fabricated, he will definitely be there just to watch because he hasn't actually seen the process yet.
Okay. So before Roost comes in, you're going through everything and you realize that there's nothing holding you back. What just happened? Sorry, my CPU spiked and all of our videos froze for a second. There's nothing holding you back. The ship was not damaged or anything like that. Like you saw that actually this ship has even more capabilities than what you were doing. Like it didn't even phase the ship at all. When Roost comes in, there's a couple of parts that need fabricating and working on, and so this is going to need somebody to roll some checks to get the machines up and running. Which it sounds like Roost is just going to keep an eye on what, Penjani's just going to keep an eye on what Roost does in this situation.
It's just it's cool to see the processes happen, and he hasn't really gotten a chance to like be up close with any of the like bigger tech. And the Mektons aren't necessarily his like bread and butter, but they are interesting enough, and he'll need to know something about them if he's gonna have to worry about being shot at inside one. So he's just gonna kind of like stand around and watch and check and see like what he needs to do.
So Roost, you will need to roll a technical ability plus Mech attack.
Okay. Scrolling. There's that. And you said technical ability. Is that a skill or is that a base stat?
That's a stat.
Oh, that's why I can't find it on skills. Okay. Why did you... That's weird. Hold on. There's that, and then go down here to skills. I clicked it and it replaced it instead of combining it, which is what I wanted it to do. There we go. All right. And then a D10. I got a 13.
So, if I remember correctly, let's see, you have damage to the torso armor and the right arm armor. So that right arm armor comes out a little wonky looking. It definitely has the same density, and it looks like it's going to definitely fit right where the other one was, but it doesn't have the exact same look to it. Something is very different about the look to it. You're not quite sure what it is, but it looks fairly similar.
Okay. That's probably fine.
And then if you want to try for the other one, and that's going to take a couple hours for it to finish. Do you want to go ahead and roll for the other one, or are you going to wait at that point because it did take a couple hours for that to complete?
I suppose I'll wait.
Okay. All right, so let's head over to outside the ship for a few minutes. What are you getting up to, Mrs.?
So, Bowen's kind of exploring, like looking around. After interacting with the first ad on accident, is like avoiding them as much as possible. But just
Oh,
kind
and
of like taking in the sights.
it's probably horrific if you're trying to avoid them because they move around.
Oh yeah.
Like the ads are like actively, like if you get even close to it and there's nobody else nearby, wait just a minute, we have something else to offer you. Please come over here and let us talk to you for just a moment. Would you like to buy some real estate? How about investing in some brand new, state-of-the-art? They just keep going.
Well, if they're based on Bovine search history, it's kind of like Lee.
Anything that would be adult content won't be on the main levels and the main areas. This area, it'll basically just be stuff like come and try the best brand new Cowinian dishes, and it's more based on stuff like that. At least in this area.
Okay. Yeah, so Evan's just honestly just wandering around, looking at stuff, seeing the sights, taking in the things. He figures he's got several hours to kill, so he's not really useful as far as repairing or anything necessarily, so.
Okay. Yeah, so it's going to take a little while for you to kind of like walk around in the area that you are in. Like I said, the space station is essentially the size of New York City. And what I mean by that is like there's not like huge tall buildings. There are some like open areas that are like kind of nicer. They have like a very large park in the center, and there are some large buildings, but they're nowhere near like Empire State Building or anything like that. The tallest one is probably about 20 stories. There are some like dome living areas, but for the most part, it's very much inner.
Okay, so one thing Bovin is gonna do, because everybody else decided to stay on the ship, Bovin's gonna go look for souvenirs for everybody.
Oh, right when you like the areas that are like right off of the docking bays are like just there's a souvenir shop for like practically every species, for like all the different kinds of stuff that you can do. Like it's all right there. So yeah, it just depends on what you want to do,
Yeah,
or if there's anything
Bovin's souvenir
specific you want to
shopping.
get. Okay.
Now I just gotta find something, that is appropriate and meaningful for Roost, and um, and for Beta, and for I can't remember how to remember to say the character name.
Penjani.
For Arc, yes. Um, Something thoughtful, personalized. Maybe some kind of specialty bread, because Bovin has learned that Penjani is like a fan of bread.
Oh yeah, no, like there's a whole like food court not too far from like where you get off. There's lots of signs for it. Like there's bread stalls and all kinds of stuff like from just all over. So no, you're able to find stuff that's really special to them. And we'll just say that you find things that make each of them very very happy. Unless you want to specifically try and go for specific stuff, but I will take that as a no. Yeah,
Sorry,
so
Boogie's trying to feed me snacks, and I'm like, stop.
oh no, not a problem. I have something up, so I can't actually see y'all right now. So, after about 3 hours of wandering around, and then like heading back to the ship, you notice Dart. And Dart is hanging out with some folks. They're wearing what almost looks like leather jackets with like t-shirts underneath and like leather pants, and like almost like motorcycle riding boots is the best way to describe this. They are interested in what they're being told by Dart. And then you notice that the logo on them is Frostfire. That is the other corporation that is here that does not like that doesn't like the whatchamacallit folks.
Ironbound?
Yes.
Okay, well, Bovin's his friend, so Bovin's gonna go up to Dart and be like, hey, little dude, what's up? Fancy running into you here.
Oh, hey, hi, how are you doing? These are just some friends. Yeah, these are some friends. I hope you're having some fun. Uh-huh.
Oh, sweet. Friends of yours must be pretty cool people.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Captain says I'm not supposed to like talk to you when I'm with them, and I'm not supposed to talk to them when I'm with you. So,
Oh, no, I totally get it. And he turns to the other guys. It's like, I'm Bovine, by the way. Nice to meet you guys. I know. I just wanted to make a nice introduction, I guess. And I'll see you guys around. See you back on the ship, Dart. Enjoy yourself. Have a good time. Let me know if you need anything.
so you get some really weird looks from them. The three that were kind of closest between you and Dart, they were all human. And they were dressed in or not dressed in their hair is like just wild colored. I mean, you got like pink, you've got some green going on. Yeah.
Okay. Well, like, Bovin's not really one to judge, so it's cool.
Oh, I'm just mostly trying to point out that they're like
Don't care. What a wild
Unusual.
concept.
that they're anime like they're like the quintessential anime characters, basically.
So typically those would be the anime main characters. So I feel like I just walked into the background of somebody's main storyline and I'm like, oh hey, y'all have fun. My name's Bowman, by the way. Laters. Like finger guns and everything.
There's going to be just forums and forums of fans who want to know about that weird side character Bovin who popped in for a second.
It'd be like he walks into the frame, all you see is like from neck down, so just like bulging muscles.
Who was
super
that
friendly and
massive
nice.
guy?
With like bags of gifts, like fun plushies and stuff.
All right, if I'm ever able to like make a sci-fi anime, I'm totally gonna do it from like the perspective of the Frostfire folks, and like just randomly an episode's gonna be like where they're talking to like some anthropomorphic frog named Dart, and then all of a sudden just like some big cow Indian walks in, and like I'm gonna leave it at that, and I'm just gonna be like, I have no clue where that came from.
Cut to the next scene.
Yeah, so yeah, you get back to the ship, and they've been able to partially repair Roost's Mekton. And everybody receives their absolutely lovely, amazing gifts that they absolutely love and cherish, whatever those
That are
may
super
be.
thoughtful.
That are super thoughtful.
I will
my
say they're
gosh.
super
This
thoughtful
beef
with the
jerky.
caveat that it's from Bovin. So, like,
Beef jerky
I guess
probably
Bovin
nails.
wouldn't have gotten, probably not beef, probably some other kind of meat.
yeah.
This turkey jerky, amazing. Bovin, how did you know?
Yeah, I just got a good vibe, good sense from this stuff. Figured you guys could use pick me up. We've had a hard couple of days.
Oh my gosh, you want to try it? This is Roost. You got to try this.
Oh, sure, I'll have a bite. Fellas, this isn't half bad at all.
Hope we can get some more before we go. In an order.
All right, so I think we'll be probably done with the fabricating for that enforcer pretty soon. So I don't have anything else to do except for just waiting for them to get back, and then we can go. Oh, actually, GM, I wanted to ask, how long will it be until our ship can make a jump again?
With everything going as it is, you've got about 6 hours from now before it's ready to go. And the Mekton parts, the final Mekton part will be done in about 2.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, we've got a little bit more time to kill. A couple more hours. We'll at least be able to make the jump. I guess the question is, do we want to get this done sooner rather than later? Do we want to go drop them off as soon as possible, or do we want to wait until we've finished all the repairs so that, maybe we can... It'll be easier to book it if we have to?
Well, they did say that they'll be back for their mechs later, which tells me they might want to just walk off the ship. If they walk off the ship with their mechs, we have no reason to stay here and wait on them. So if they get back and they leave, then that's their problem. They seem like they're trying to figure something out here.
Y'all start hearing a buzzing sound. And as you look over at the wall screen communicators, it shows that there is somebody standing outside of your door that's connected to the space station. And they are dressed in an iron-bound uniform.
Oh.
Okay.
That's not good.
This is the door that leads into like the hangar that we're parked in.
No, the connection, the outside connection is on the middle floor. And so it's connected there. So you're one floor down from that. It's the opposite side.
So did they just essentially ring our door? Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, it's on the other side of Azrael's little shuttle. This is that same level where you can launch the shuttle from. This is just the opposite port side.
Did they just come up and, like, ring our doorbell?
Essentially.
Yes.
All right. What do we do about that? Do we ignore it? Maybe he goes away. Maybe he'll assume there's nobody on the ship.
Yeah, but what are the chances that nobody would be on the ship?
Slim enough to, like, I don't know, we'll say 1 in 20? 1 in 10?
If I wanted to get to that door quickly and quietly, does that seem doable? Without this person, like, they wouldn't be able to see me coming on the...
Oh, no. Like, it's a
Make sure I'm understanding the layout here.
There's no reason to be quiet at all. They're not going to be able to hear. Like, this is an exterior doorway. If you were in space, this would be, like, in space. They're on the side that would be in space. So that they're basically using something to notify you that they're using a something that only an ironbound person would know about, essentially, to basically hail the inside.
All right. Suppose I'll follow Beta if we're heading down to the door, but I don't want to address them unless they are insistent. And we'll try not to give away information, just period. If we can avoid it.
I'm worried. I'm worried that since we're not recognizing ironbound tech as being valid on this ship, if they make any attempts to like do more stuff, we're probably not going to be. We should probably check and see if there are any spare uniforms we can toss on real quick, so that we don't throw them off too much.
When y'all raided the staterooms, there was a lot of uniforms in there. A lot of different kinds of uniforms.
Again. All right.
So Beta is like halfway out the door, like hand on weapon, and here's Penjani That's this, and yeah, okay, that's probably a good call.
I honestly feel like so Bovine would never think this, but like a quick, like cartoon style, open the door, yoink.
Yeah, exactly. If this person has to disappear, we can make that happen.
So be it.
I am prepared for that to be the case.
All right, so we get our uniforms. We go down to the door, see if this guy rings the doorbell a second time.
Yeah, we're just.
Oh, he's on his fourth ring. Like
Damn it!
He'll count to like 15 and then like ring it again.
Good manners. The 15's a long time to wait when you're just sitting there doing nothing, and you just want to ring the doorbell again. Yeah, that takes some discipline. All right.
That's actually what I have to do at work. I have to wait 15 to 20 seconds before I ring or knock again when I'm waiting for a customer. And I have to do that 3 times before I can leave. And I have to wait the 15, 20 seconds after the third one before I leave.
Makes sense. Who wants to be the one to talk? Not you, Bovine.
Why not?
Because you are great for making friends. This is not the kind of individual we want to befriend at this moment.
Well, I mean,
Could be. It could be.
Well, we
Friendly
don't.
is not
We're
necessarily
not
out
going to
of the
open
question.
with that. Friendly's not out of the question, but we're not opening with you want to go grab a beer.
Well, if we're
not opening
playing
with-
as-
Sabra.
we look
You
like
have
Iron-
matched where I am at. Yes.
what's your take, Beta?
look like Ironbound. If we're gonna play the part, probably just need to act like Ironbound, and I assume friendly-ish, if a bit standoffish.
All right, soldier boy. Thanks for volunteering.
Yeah, this seems like a good role play for Beta. So I'll kind of puff up a little bit and kind of look a little indignant, and I'll remember my my commanding officer, who was very brusque and just had a short fuse and didn't deal with any didn't take any bullshit. So
I would make mention at this point that you should probably be wearing a uniform that indicates maybe a status above this person.
we have that capability. We know what Ironbound.
The only person that would actually, this is a Strike Force ship. The ship that they're from is not a Strike Force ship. It's a Mekton dropship. I forgot to mention this a little bit earlier, so like backtracking. The Mekton dropship that they have does hold more Mektons than y'all, but here's the catch. The living situation is just is like halls of bunk beds with a small galley and a bridge. Like that's the entirety of those ships. Like it is meant to get troops to a place, and that's it. Their beds double as or not bunk beds. I'm so sorry. It's the pods. So like when they go in, like while they're sleeping, their bodies get healed. Like that's there's no. They jam these pods into like small corners and spaces like that. And there's anywhere from 20 to 30 Mektons on these little drop ships, and they're usually in. They usually travel anywhere from 2 to 6 of those at a time. Like I said, Ironbound is all about like throwing as many mechs at a situation as possible. And so potentially those are 2 ships that could house anywhere from 20 to 30 people each at the best. At the best.
Those are likely grunts. They probably have 1 commander and maybe a second officer.
Oh yeah, no, like at most their ranks, it would be like the equivalent of like a sergeant in the military. The strike forces, like that starts off at like commanding officer, like lieutenant or lieutenant, depending on where you're from. is going to be like one of the lower ranks that you would have because military rank has just left my brain. I'm so sorry. I had military families.
Captain or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like the captain of those ships is like a sergeant, and like they are technically at points. They're not actually a captain. Multiple of those people can pilot those ships. They're expected to get in a Mekton and drop as well sometimes. So there might not be somebody to pick them up. They might not have a dedicated pilot, depending on. So yeah, no, like their rank is we'll say that like they have the highest rank and it's like a sergeant. So any uniforms on this ship are going to immediately outrank them. Any ranked uniforms. This is a strike force, so they might not have ranks on them, but your division emblem that they have would potentially be, something that would immediately outrank them. And with how big Ironbound is, they might not know about what happened to the strike force.
They totally might. But yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's so I'll pop this door open and I'm gonna stare down this person indignantly.
I didn't realize that anybody
Hell,
else
are you
was
ringing
gonna
my
be in
bell?
This. Oh, what? Sorry, sir. Didn't realize that this was a special vessel. I just saw that it reminded me of a
Stop
ironbound
stammering,
vessel.
soldier.
I do apologize, sir. I didn't realize that we had any other vessels of our type of our organization here in the sector.
What is your business here? Spit it out, man.
Oh, I was just coming over to I was just coming over to see if you were here to assist us, but I do realize now that you are not here in any way, shape, or form to assist us. I see that you are on a whole different type of mission, and I do apologize for the intrusion. So sorry, sir.
Who's your ranking officer?
Sorry. Captions says Hosier ranking officer. And all I could think is somebody in a Canadian accent. Hosier ranking officer.
I'm breaking character here. Stop.
Sorry. That's actually me, sir. I am the highest ranking officer.
There's a little bit of a humph from Roost.
Look at him with disappointment. Well, really stepped in it this time.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Let me finish, soldier. I appreciate that you respect the command. Here's what I need you to do. As you've noted, we are on a completely separate mission from whatever you droppers are working on. I don't think I need to tell you that let me be clear. We were never here.
Understood.
Is that understood?
Understood.
I hear word that you've spoken about our presence to anyone on this station or at Ironbound Command. You're going to be the first one dropping for the rest of your time.
Yes, definitely understood. I will do everything in my power to make sure that nobody knows that there was ever an interaction between us. I deeply apologize. I am so sorry.
On your way. And I'll just turn around without waiting to see if he leaves.
Roost will turn and fall in line behind Bovine as the door closes behind us. Did I say Bovine? Beta.
Yeah, fall in line behind Bovine.
As the door closes,
I was pretty damn good.
is it?
I was afraid you were going to scare him right out of his shorts.
Gosh,
I think
I
he
was a
made
little
a
nervous.
little.
That's how they used to talk to us. It all just came back to me.
Man, the Ironbound's not really nice, are they?
I don't think most military units are too nice these days.
Fair enough. All right.
I mean, even the researchers, HII is supposed to be developing life-saving medical equipment and research technology. They showed up at our front door and shot at us.
yeah,
Can't
yeah,
trust
you
anyone
know.
out here.
I mean, that is not great. You know, like you think you're just gonna be dealing with a bunch of scientists, then all of a sudden they flip over some tables and start shooting at you. Who does things like that? Well, I think you scared him pretty good. But what do you
Hey.
think the chances are of him maybe making a slip and telling somebody anyway?
Yeah. Any idea if we can find out what ship he's from?
I mean, there's really only two choices for
Yeah.
what ship that he would be from. Though the two ships do have like separate little emblems. So if you were to get close enough to look at the ships themselves, you could see the emblems. That would be the only way to do it.
Team, I'm tempted to follow this person and make sure that they don't report back. What do you think?
Well, report. You just want to go out there and ice the commanding officer of that dropship? Uh-oh, I've lost audio from everybody.
Oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I don't know that anybody was talking.
What was the last thing Beta said? I saw your lips move, but I didn't hear words come out.
Yes, I am proposing that I ice this fool.
Well,
I can go with you, bro.
Bovine, how good are you at sneaking?
I mean, be subtle. You know?
Oh, you know what? You can't be subtle, and that might actually be to our benefit. That might be to Beta's benefit, at least. Sure.
What?
If the two of you want to go out there and play damage control, I will not stop you. I believe that at least Penjani and I should stay on the ship. I do not believe that we should leave the ship unattended until we have dealt with those aforementioned pirates.
Yeah.
Bro, field trip.
Do this.
Buddy, two buddies going on a mission.
Okay, so y'all are going to put on Ironbound uniforms and then head over to the enemy area. Okay, no.
No. No, those uniforms gotta come off.
Absolutely not.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's where I thought I misunderstood. I'm glad I asked first.
Civilian
No, we're
gear.
gonna go in normie clothes.
Yeah. Yep. And I'd like to go pretty quickly. Bovine, let's do this quickly. I want to be able to follow this person. Not let them get too far.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't get very far themselves.
Oh, really?
They are.
Who are they talking to?
Uh-oh.
Who are they already
So-
talking to?
It's him and two other Ironbound folks, and they're in a heated
Uh-oh.
conversation with the three humans that were in Frost Inc. uniforms.
Oh, this problem might take care
The Frostfire folks are just like... So to give another idea of these Frostfire folks, the ones that are here are roughly about like 5'8" at the shortest and like 6'2" at the tallest for the three of them. They're also like well built. And like the description that I was giving, like they are in they're in like almost like oh, what is that called? It's almost like a two-piece version of like an Indy 500 racing suit.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of like, because
These guys could not be more anime.
Yeah, honestly.
But yeah, no, like they're
What's the area around this look like? Is this a walkway, like a hallway? Is this an open room? Or is there stuff around?
So the best way to describe it is like it's like being in a convention hall. Only the roof isn't as tall as a convention hall roof. It's probably about like a 20-foot ceiling in here. And there's banners everywhere. There's ads floating around. There's, for the most part, all of the stalls here are one story. There's some that are two-story. Like some of the restaurants are two-story. Some of the bars are two-story. But for the most part, everything is kind of yeah.
This is sort of the same area that Bovine was in earlier when he ran into Dart.
Yes. This is that exact same area. It's a little bit of a different area than where y'all were earlier. Where Bovine was earlier, so it's not like the exact same spot. But like this is mostly food stalls right here versus like gift shop stalls.
Busy? Crowded?
Busy, but not exactly crowded. Think about being inside a convention hall when there's like a lot of really popular panels going on. Like you'll still have like 5 or 6, 7 people at a small booth, but it's not like, or at a booth, but it's not as like bad. Like you can go to like the smaller booths and it might be like you and like 2 or 3 other people, but booths.
Perfect time to go get your souvenirs and autographs and whatever you can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so yeah, so Beta's kind of doing the Jason Bourne thing and like just like counting the steps to nearby exits, looking for cover spots, like just sort of sizing up everything that I can take in a couple glances. And so it looks like this confrontation is a bit heated.
Oh yeah.
How can we? Hey, Bovine, how can we amp this up a little bit? Exacerbate things.
I mean, let's just throw Bovine at the situation.
Yeah, I'm gonna step to the side, and sort of maybe stand behind like a pole or something, and let Bovine go.
Yeah, Bovin's just gonna kind of stroll casually towards the situation and see what happens.
Release the bull.
Like, big strut, making himself as tall as he can, his chest as broad as he can, just like strutting down, not quite looking at nothing, just kind of going close to the action.
Do I need to? I'm not like trying to like completely hide, but I am trying to, not be noticeable. Do I need to roll anything?
Since you're not in an ironbound uniform, no. Like, they don't know you. Like, that guy,
Perfect. Yeah.
if that guy looks around, there's enough people around that you're not that recognizable to him. Because, I mean, he's going to be looking for, ooh,
And
sorry.
honestly, even if he did recognize you, you're in civilian clothes, which means you're probably undercover, and if he says anything, he's a dead man.
He's already been warned. So I'm just pretending to look at some like hanging meats in a shop right now.
The three
Okay.
guys turn. Hey, that's the guy who took the main character role from us. Get him!
Yeah, no.
You not see the narrative artist.
Even as Bovine is like nearby them, they are almost completely unfazed by you. Like, they are getting more and more heated. It's basically a pissing match at this point.
Oh, okay.
Very
So yeah,
much.
no, it's a pissing match, and like Bovin's like he's gonna go in there. He's like, "Yo," like literally get in their conversation. Like, "Hey, man, if you guys are like gonna do something, like actually do something. You're making all this noise."
Call in your bet.
So one of the frost folks looks over at
And like,
that guy
we'll
that was ringing
clarify.
yells.
Yeah, it was his comment was more like directed at the Ironbound guy. Like,
Oh yeah, no. So one of the Frostfire folks looks over at that commanding officer from Ironbound and goes, we're able to do things without going and talking to our mommies and daddies. Do you need to call mommy or daddy to get permission to do this? I know you're the highest ranking officer, but do you need to go get permission from mommy and daddy before you can come out and play?
Bovin's gonna go, "Oh," like making a big like scene.
Ironbound is just gonna like kind of huff and puff off. They're all three of them are just gonna kind of like start walking away, and you'll hear that like one of them be like, "Oh, they're so lucky that we're not authorized to be active in this sector." And
Wait, one of the Ironbound guys or one of the other guys?
no, that's one of the Ironbound guys saying that.
They're like, Bovin's gonna be like, "Not like you could do shit anyway."
Yeah, the Frost Inc. One of the Frost Inc. guys will like put a fist out to like fist bump Bovine before walking away.
Hell yeah, Bovin's like, "Yeah, bro, fist bump." Like, yes, flex.
Yeah, no, it sort of diffuses in a way, but not like they're still heated. Hey, folks out in. Okay, we lost some viewers. If there is anybody that's not on cast that is in chat, are you still able to see us? Because I'm getting some errors over here.
I still hear and see everybody.
Okay.
Looks like a couple people just
Oh,
joined back up again, maybe.
Okay. My CPU normally sits at about like 12 to 18%, and it's been jumping up to like 25% while we've been streaming today. I don't know why. I don't know why. Okay. Sorry. And as soon as I noticed that like we had 2 people drop, and we've had 46 frame drops and 75 slow frames. We don't normally have that. And out of the 32 gigabytes of RAM, I'm still only using 1.6 RAM for our stream. So I don't know what has happened. But sorry, folks, for that interruption. Yeah, no. So yeah, what else do y'all want to do in the market? Like the situation has seemed to have, at this point in time, calmed itself down.
So the Ironbound, there's 3 Ironbound now. The guy we spoke with, and then 2 more.
Mm-hmm. And
They're
they've
kind of walking off.
Yeah, they're
in a
heading
huff.
off towards their side of things.
I am going to move to subtly intercept them.
Intercept or follow?
Intercept. I have a bad idea.
I'm
We
all here for
love bad ideas.
Well,
So as they pass, a shop where I can,
Yeah, go ahead.
as they pass a shop where I can, where they could hear me, but maybe I can sort of be behind a magazine rack or something. I'm gonna. Did we ever get that guy's name? Damn it! No, we didn't. We know his rank, right?
Yeah, he's a sergeant. You know that.
Yeah. I'm gonna hiss Sergeant over here in the same tone that I used when I was greeting him on the.
Okay. Before we go any further, I need you to give me a shadowing avoid pursuit roll. If you don't have that, it's a straight intelligence roll.
Shadowing avoid pursuit.
Yes. It's down in the intelligence section. It goes cool, empathy, intelligence for the skills, and this is towards the bottom. It's a little bit above the reflexes.
I've got a 0 there, so just a straight intelligence.
Yeah, if you also just click shadowing avoid pursuit, it'll still grab everything that you need.
Okay. A 14.
Okay.
I'm gonna add 4 luck points to that, please.
Oh, all right. Let's see here. Sergeant is only going to have a +6 here. And then the other 2 are going to have 5s. Let's see if they notice anything. So nobody, like, they all hear it. And they both, the other 2 look at the sergeant, and then the sergeant, like, starts looking around and goes, "You 2 need to stop messing around like that. This isn't funny. We need to go back to our ship and see if we are allowed to engage these ruffians. They need to be taught a lesson."
I'm gonna step out.
We have 18 good mechs that we can use against them. Do remember, you're not in uniform.
Sure. You saw my face.
So you still want to step out?
I want to step out, yeah.
You see that he kind of catches you, like, out of the corner of his eye, but then he kind of, like, just, sorry, citizen, we didn't mean to, like, bump into you, and, like, starts to, like, walk the others around you.
It's me, you fool.
All right. Um, we need to check to see what happens. So what I need you to do is go ahead and give me an intimidation roll. Oh no, you don't need to. Actually, no. Do that just to make sure that you don't completely botch.
Oh, wait.
Oh gosh, no.
21.
All right. So his stun shock is 6. Oh, whoops. So remember, folks, if you're doing something like a roll under system or a target number, and you want to have that target number available, and you are using roll, if you click on the left-hand side, add ref, you can add a number like this. You'll see this down in the dice section in a second. You can click the dice that you're trying to do. You can add a buff to that if available. And you'll see it's a 6v6. So that's kind of what it does for like roll under systems or stuff like this. Hold on. So you'll see it's a 6v6. So it'll actually show you, like, did you hit that target number? Are you above? Are you below? I think it's kind of a neat little feature that roll does. And a 6v6 actually means that they meet it. So he looks like he's a little taken aback for a second, but he is not. He's not stunned or shocked. Your intimidation doesn't fully phase him. Look, sir, I do understand that you are not wanting, but it is very difficult to uphold to what you ask if you're going to be coming at me and then, you know,
I cut him
trying.
off. Stop talking. You need to listen right now. Don't look at me. I busy myself with something at the stall.
I don't understand. Like, we're not doing anything. We're not interacting with you.
I've already nearly blown my cover twice.
I tried to walk past you. You're the one that kept me.
Keep your voice down, man. Look, the Frost
Inc.
agents that you just ran into, obviously why we're here. I never thought I'd see the day when Ironbound would step back from
We're not stepping down or back from anything. We have to get authorization before.
I'm giving you authorization to engage. But it didn't come from me. Understand?
I mean,
I know this isn't how we normally do things, but this is a very sticky situation. And
look,
you need to react appropriately, soldier.
if you can just get look, we need it on record. You know this is protocol. So if you could just have your ship send over the proper information, then we could go forward with this. I mean, that's
You know I can't do that. It can't come from me.
well, it wouldn't be from you. I mean, I guess this is more like your commanding officer would be the one that would more know this, but I mean, anytime a vessel like yours is in a vicinity, you can give indirect orders. We still have to have the paper trail, but it just sends us something showing that somebody with more authority gives us authorization to do something. I can't just act on it. I mean, talk to your commanding officer. Let them know. Will, if that was for us, I think you're muted.
I'm talking to myself.
Oh, okay. Look, maybe you're new to Strike Force. I don't know. But we have to have the authorization code come down. All it is a code. That's all we need.
Well, get prepared.
All right, as soon as we have that code.
Start to walk away.
Okay. And you'll hear them, who was that? Did you say Strike Force?
Can I radio to open up a comms to Roost, or?
Oh, absolutely. Y'all have your own communicators. And then you also have like the ironbound communicators that were on ship. So y'all have a lot of different kinds of communicators available to y'all.
I'm gonna just explain, connect up with Roost and Penjani and explain what. Can we get them that code?
Beta.
Might
One
Might be
day
able.
to fix things up is all I asked for. I'm sure we can figure out how to send them the code. Yes.
Oh well, I mean, look, this is not necessarily an awful thing. I mean, if we can get them to just do the shooting as we're leaving, that would be great.
I have some thoughts. I have some thoughts.
Thoughts are good. I like thinking. It's great.
I feel like we should get ready to send this code to these Ironbound. We should get our button ready to push. And it might be a good idea to wait until we're leaving to push the button, or be able to just push the button if something happens and we need to cause a fire in the bar, so to speak.
That's terrible. Ours are usually
Bar fights get out of hand sometimes, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a difference between a bar fight and a bar on fire. Like, a bar on fire is a catastrophe. Like, there's nothing but alcohol there. It's very flammable. You'd actually be pretty surprised to find out just how much damage can be done with just a little bit of alcohol as a starter. A lot of the glasses they use I'm rambling. The point is, you got a good point. I'll get started on that, and Penjani will
All right.
babble his way over to a computer panel and see if he can figure out what the codes and stuff are to send off. See if there's anything left in the system.
So everything is there, still. Like there's nothing that's not capable. It's just not linked up to the Ironbound systems anymore. However, all communications, including, I don't know why I'm fuzzy. There we go. All communication systems, including, Ironbound systems, you have a pinpoint communication system. As long as the two vessels are, within range, and you've got a sensor system that you can hit with yours, you can send a communication. So technically, you don't have to re-up with Ironbound communications to send a code. You just have to be able to do a pinpoint communication. However, to get a communication code that they will be able to recognize, you will need a programming check of 15 or higher to find something proper in the system. 10 or higher if you go down to the security room and do it from the security room.
How quickly are we trying to get this done?
I glance over at Bovine. Is Bovine still high-fiving the...
Oh, it would have been like a high five, and then the Frost was like walking off. Like,
I'll just work on it here. And I guess Penjani will try and do it from where he is, since he's not sure if it's urgent or not. And you said it's a programming check?
Yeah, programming check.
Let's see if I can remember where programming is. Definitely scrolled past it, didn't I? I did. Okay. All right. That's not terrible. Uh-huh. It's a 16, I think.
Okay. Did you do that from the main computer, or did you do that like from a regular computer, or did you do that from the security computers?
He was doing it from where he was in engineering, because I think he's still down there keeping an eye on the fabrication process.
Okay. Yeah, so you managed to get the code out, and it's a pinpoint stream. Did you put a time delay on it? There's no penalty if you did. It's just a, did you want it to go out
We
immediately?
did this. I think he would have made. I think he would have put like an hour delay on it or something like that. Well, how much time at this point? How much time do we still have until we need to, until the fabrication for the Mekton would be done?
Fabricator has
I know
probably
it was like
about
2 hours before.
probably has like an hour left on it, 45 minutes to an hour, which
Okay.
means that y'all have like roughly 5 hours before y'all can get out of here. And from that spot on the ship, it can take up to an hour to get back over to where they are.
Wi-Fi here is trash.
Yeah.
The worst.
If they take a fast transit system, it can get them from y'all's side over to their side in about 30 minutes, but there's still large areas that you're walking in. The center of the space station is a lot of like moving parts and things like that. There's a lot of areas that are just not accessible by folks, but there's also like a subway sort of system that makes it moving from large hub areas to other large hub areas very quickly. But where they'd be able to get out, they're probably looking at a little bit of a walk. So the minimum that they could do is roughly about 45 minutes if they're lucky. Fast transit is not cheap, so that would mean that they would have to be well enough off in Ironbound, and considering how low ranked they are, they probably don't have access to an unlimited fund like a Strike Force does. But a public transportation would take about an hour for them to get from this side to that side.
I think that Penjani is going to set it for the 5-hour delay, so that we'll be able to leave by that time. If we absolutely need to book it like immediately, and then he'll say, "All right, so I put it on delay for 5 hours. I think we should be engines should be up and running. We should be ready to jump by then. So that'll give them time to get things ready." Maybe just tell them that it'll be, a bit before the official things. I don't. You know military stuff better than I do. Okay, have fun. Bye. And just click off.
I feel like they'll figure it out. I don't feel like we need to make the effort to send them another message.
Yeah, I don't want to go after them again. But yeah, so that's great.
Haul your butts back to the ship.
Call. I will buy another pack of turkey jerky.
Okay. The wait time is roughly about 25 minutes before they'll get to you. And I'm guessing you don't buy like a small traveler pack. You probably buy yeah, I figured. So yeah, no, like it's like it's gonna come in like a box like this big, and it's gonna be like fairly packed. It's not exactly cheap, but yeah.
I don't haggle too hard for the stuff's worth whatever they're.
Okay, so apparently I don't have mod powers while in this app. So let me get over.
Trying to swat the bot.
Yeah. Yeah, so So what do y'all want to do otherwise?
I don't think Roost has anything in mind. He's just chilling, ready for us, waiting for us to be ready to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Are we? Is it Penjani? Is it what you wanted to do? That when we can jump, you want to just leave at that point, or you just wanted to know that we can leave at that point?
I would still. I mean, it would still be better for us to finish up the repairs, but at least that way, if things get hairy, we can book it and get out of here.
All right, good to
I,
know.
I mean, the jumps aren't necessarily long enough for us to do any major repairs anyway. So,
Hmm.
the more that we get done here, the less likely we're gonna have to worry about what happens if we can't. You know, if things don't go well when we get to the, you know, pirates' buddies.
Right.
The ship, at least from what I'm seeing in the schematics, should be capable of multiple jumps. I just don't think that you know, I don't know if we'll be good to make the actual multiple jumps um, until we're done with all of this stuff. So,
Could we work on fabricating the missing parts for those new mechs that we got?
yeah, sure, I can take a look at that. I know I poked around a little bit. Should be good to get all that stuff set up.
Would be good too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take a look at that and see how quickly I can get that up and going.
So it's mostly just servo parts that need to be like replaced. So each of those servo parts will actually go pretty quickly. The fabricator can technically do multiple parts at a time, but when you're doing like a torso plate or an arm plate, those armor pieces will like basically take up the whole fabricator. But you'll be able to print multiple of these pretty quickly, and so you'll be able to. You'll be able to deal with it pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry, folks. Apparently, I don't have mod powers on my own channel. I can't delete that. I have to try and figure out what happened. Why I don't have, and I've never set anyone else up as a mod, so I don't know why.
If you have access to chat, you can try /ban and then put the name in, and then that'll get rid of the bot and the message.
Huh.
Woo!
There we go. Thank you so much. I've never had to ban anyone, so I've never had to use any of the mod tools, so I'm just kind of like,
Yeah.
but like it wouldn't let me even like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks. Let's see here. Okay, we have 15 minutes. So yeah, no, they're gonna receive that message in a while. Y'all have got quite a bunch of stuff going on. What's y'all's next step? Like, I know that you were getting some stuff deleted, or sorry, delivered. Y'all were still in the marketplace coming back. Do y'all stop for anything while you're in the marketplace? I mean, this is like restaurant foods and, you know, like butchers and things like that on this side. Like, this is like an open marketplace for foodery stuff. And then you're going to pass through an area that is like souvenirs. Because basically, like, right when you get off, it's like souvenirs, restrooms, and, you know, then you hit like a food court area. And that's kind of where y'all are in, is like a food court.
No, Oh. What'd you say?
Oh, this is for Emilio
what's
and
Bovine?
Chels, seeing if they do anything before their way back to the ship.
Oh, gotcha.
Get any ice cream here? I'd be down for some ice cream. You want some ice cream, Beta?
So you don't eat beef.
Right.
Are you going to have regular dairy?
Obviously not. That's weird, and there's some
Okay,
sites for that, but Bovin's not into that.
That's not in Bovin's search history.
No.
Alternative creams.
Maybe there's some goat milk ice cream or something,
Yeah, or
or alien
like
creatures. This is space.
milk ice cream.
Um. So yeah, no, you're able to find some ice cream that's like goat's milk or something based. Um, and what do y'all do on the ship before they get back?
I watch Penjani while he works on the fabricator.
Yeah, Penjani will keep working. We'll finish up the enforcer parts first, and then he'll start worrying about the other stuff. Since we should theoretically have about 4 hours after that's done, before we would have to worry about needing, theoretically, perhaps, hopefully not, a dragon mech.
Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing else that I have in mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not a problem at all. Y'all will Oh, sorry. So y'all will be able to get everything dealt with and handled, and then get on your ship. And we're gonna end there for today, because we are going to wait for the big battle scene that is going to ensue.
Spoiler alert.
It was inevitable, right?
Oh, that's not. What do you mean, spoiler alert? Y'all literally just like negotiated Frost and. I mean, there's no real spoiler there. But everything that is will be on next week's episode, which is the series finale. And I said series, not season, because this is one of our short run games. So next week is the final. That is the 31st, 3 p.m. To 6 p.m. Let's go ahead and have everybody do the outros. Something happened at one point and people moved around in order. So we are going to go Mrs., Emilio, Will, Ark, and myself, reverse order from how folks will see y'all at home. Yeah.
Alrighty, I'm Mrs. RPG Hour. You can find me on Twitter at rpghour.com. No, what the fuck? You can find me on Twitter at Our Adventures. What the? I'm tired, apparently.
Cut.
Yeah, right. Let's. We'll fix it in post. It's fine. I'm also a host of Our Adventures, which is a podcast that's part of the RPG Hour family of stuff, and we play indie games and do round robin style one shots. So if you're interested in being on that show or having us play one of your games, you can reach out to me on our Gilded server. There's actually a channel specifically for Our Adventures, and so you can make any inquiries there.
Thanks everybody. My name is Emilio, and I'm one half of the Let's Roll Characters team. We roll random characters for RPGs based on the dice rolls. And actually, literally, as we were exploring space today, our latest episode just dropped. I just finished editing this morning, and my partner did all the uploading while we were playing. So if you go to youtube.com/Let's Roll Characters right now, you can see our latest episode featuring Wondrous Champion, the poor orc sorcerer that did not want to be a gladiator, and who has a lot of really terrible stats, and we had to figure out what to do with that. So please check out that episode. It's been a long hiatus since our last episode, and we'll have a bunch more coming out soon. And also, every now and then we're on streaming on Twitch, twitch.tv/Let's Roll Characters as well.
Sorry, that's me. Hi, I've been Will. You can find me on Twitter at William C. Allen, on YouTube at Roll a Will Save. I do Pokemon draft content on there. You can find find me as one of the writers of the first Eat the Rich anthology on the DM's Guild. You can and should check out the other editions that are very good on Drive Through RPG. And I think that's it. This was really fun. I can't believe tomorrow or next week's the finale.
Yeah. It's been my pleasure to play Penjani. I'm Ark. You can find me all over the internet at Ark Dragon Breath. I will be doing more stuff sooner. But for the time being, the only thing that I'm definitely doing is streaming on Twitch. Same name, Arc Dragon Breath. I'm actually streaming tonight, so if you are still feeling like watching my face in an hour, you can feel free to pop in.
I am NB Mecha Pilot, aka RPGHour. You can find out more about the shows at RPGHour on Twitter. You can follow me personally at NB Mecha Pilot, or you can follow our tabletop role-playing game design company at Dead Coast Games. All those three spaces. You will notice that I don't do a whole lot on my personal Twitter. That's mostly me ranting about like how my day is going, or posting up like my bento box food pics because I'm proud of how I make my lunches. But this is a part of RPGHour Studios. We do a lot of different kinds of things. We have a lot of different shows, a few podcasts, a lot of streams. On first and third Wednesday nights right now, you can catch a show called Routes Unknown. It's a Monster of the Week actual play, where it is what would happen if a bunch of monster hunters were queer and chasing after monsters and one another. Well, really, there's only two chasing after each other. Two are siblings. And one, I don't even know what they are chasing. And you can also catch on Fridays, as long as I am not feeling sick, I will gather together people from the indie side of things, and we will talk about different kinds of stuff. If you've been watching this live, or if you are catching this before Friday, July 30th, 2021, I am going to have a friend of mine on, and we are going to be talking about oh gosh, I don't remember how I put this. Basically, like game TTRPG design from a editor slash writer's point of view. He does a lot of he does a lot of different kinds of editing stuff. I'm trying to remember what they promote that they do exactly because I don't want to misdo it. But you can find them at Monroe Row 98 is their user handle. We will be talking about, like editing and TTRPGs and stuff like that. And that's going to be next Friday. That is going to be 8 to 9 p.m. Central. And then usually 8 to 9 p.m. Central on Fridays, I will have people there. We will talk about TTRPGs. Or it might be an interview, and on occasion, it's actually somebody that does RPGs in video games. I know that we mostly focus on TTRPGs, but sometimes you get to talk with cool people that love TTRPGs, and we can poke at them and say, hey, your stuff sounds cool. Are you ever going to make a TTRPG out of it, and put them on the spot and have them stumble over? And I'm surprised that I'm able to do this. I know I've only done it to 2 people, but come on. I feel like I'm always forgetting something. Of course, there is a tip button below. If you're watching this on YouTube, then please subscribe and follow us. I'm trying to figure out how to get the tip jar that is here over there so that people can also tip, and make sure that you add which show that you watched so that folks from that show. And just so you know, unless one of these people here pulls out and turns out to be a giant D-bag, even if it is like 5 years down the line and you say, hey, I watched Mekton Heist, really loved it, donated to the tip channel, I will still contact them and be like, hey, remember when we did this thing together? Hey, somebody gave some money. So, don't feel like you are donating at some point and it doesn't go to those folks anymore because they're not around, unless they're just a horrible person. The money will get to them at some point. I feel like I'm always forgetting something. If you search RPG Hour, all one word, and then Studios, a separate word, on your favorite podcatcher, you will find a lot of different things, including the podcast version of this. We put Mekton Heist out, and actually that's one of our most popular podcasts right now for some reason, is the podcast version of this. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but maybe not. I think that's it. I believe that's it. And okay, the raid channel button isn't working. I was going to try and raid people because I'm trying to be better about that, but for some reason my raid... Actually, okay, this whole Twitch page has crashed. All right, so for some reason my browser just absolutely hates me right now. The stream is fine. It's my browser over here that has decided to die. I am getting rid of Firefox as much as I used to love Firefox because it keeps doing this to me. So until the dice roll again.